Welcome to Missouri Star Quilt Company's Tips and Tricks tutorials. Today we're going to show you how to bind. On an earlier tutorial we showed you how to trim, and then we're going to show you how to bind. The first thing you want to do, and this is really a preference, but I prefer a 2.5 inch strip to do my binding. So you'll cut enough to go all the way around your quilt, and then you'll seam them together, removing the salvages. So if you'll come with me over to the iron, then I will show you the next step. Step is you're going to fold this piece of binding right in half, and you're going to iron it just right in half. Now for this ironing, I am using this Best Press made by Mary Ellen, and we were not really sold on this pressing fabric, but it is amazing and we really like it. It's available here in the store too, but we really do like it. So now we'll just keep pressing this until the entire piece, 2.5 inch strip of binding, is completely pressed. Alright, here we are pressing, and I like a little steam in my iron. There we go, right down to the end. There we go. All right, so now we're going to attach this binding to the quilt. Attach the binding to the table runner. It's pressed in half, and we're going to turn a little edge of it up, and we're going to make the seam on the end of the table. You can see there's a little fold on here, and we're going to start sewing the binding on, and we're going to do that 1/4 inch from the edge. So we'll just stay really nice. Normally you would use a dark thread on this. I'm using white so that you're able to see it a little better. So let's scoot along here. Now when you get about 1/4 inch from the corner, you're going to stop. So we're going to slow down. That's about 1/4 inch. You're going to put your needle down. You're going to turn it, and then you'll move the whole table runner, the whole binding out. And what you're going to do is you're going to put your thumb under this edge of the binding, and you're just going to lay it back like that. This will give you a perfect mitered corner. And then you start sewing from the fold, and you'll go all the way down, and you'll keep doing that on every corner. And I'll get down here and I'll show you it again because it's such a good trick. Here we are at the corner, so we'll sew till we get 1/4 inch. Turn your quilt, lift up your needle, and move the quilt away from the needle bar. Then you're going to put your thumb under there and pull it back to the edge of the fabric and sew right over that fold. And you have another perfect mitered corner. Oops, let's release that. There we go. Now we've finished sewing the binding on, and this is what it looks from the front. And from the back, all you have is a little seam. Now I'm going to use, to stitch this binding, I'm going to show you a special binding stitch that just makes all your bindings lay so fat and look so pretty. But I'm going to use a John James needle. And the reason I use John James, I really prefer it. I don't know if I'm a really strong quilter or what, but I tend to break needles a lot, and these just hold up so well. The other thing we're going to show you is this miraculous needle threader. They're actually $14, which I think is kind of high, but I have spent so much time. As I get older and older, I know there's a hole in that needle, but I can see it less and less. So it takes so much time to thread a needle, and these little things are like little gifts from heaven. All right, so you just stick your needle in this. There's a little hole right here on the top. You stick your needle in, you lay your thread across here, and you hold it down on one side. Then you just push this button, and voila, your needle's threaded every single time. I can't tell you how much time I've wasted trying to thread a needle that I can't even see the hole in. Anyway, now let's get on with this stitch, this marvelous stitch I've been telling you about. All right, what you're going to do next is you're going to pull your binding from the front around to the back like this. Now you may want to zoom in here so you can see this, because this is an amazing stitch. Always bind with the same color thread that your binding is, not the back, but your binding, and then your stitches won't show. So you pull your knot through and you come out. I hope you can see that right there. The thread is black and the binding is black. Now wherever your thread comes out, you're going to go straight down with your needle and catch that and come up about 1/4 inch away. And then the only thing that shows is that tiny little stitch right there, which as you go and just kind of catch in the fold, you won't even see. So you're going to come up. Now remember, wherever you come out of, you go straight down and come out about 1/4 inch over. That will just make your binding lay so flat and you won't ever see. So you can't even see those little stitches I've been taking. And a hand sewn binding, I think, is just so much preferable to a machine sewn. Not that I haven't done machine, I have, but I really like the looks of the hand sewn binding. So as you go along, you can turn it over and you can see that it just leaves a nice folded edge that is just, I mean, it just looks perfect. So that is how you sew a binding. So thank you for joining us at Missouri Star Quilt Company's tutorials, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Happy quilting.